Happy Friday, everyone. I'm just responding to another question on a forum. This is a pretty simple one, but I will just say, what if I told you that you should not knock or ring doorbells unless you're otherwise instructed in the order to do so? And this comes to play. The smaller the market, I think the more this comes into play. And it's pretty simple because I operate in the small market of Forest Lake, Minnesota. And the reason why this is important is because there's likely dogs at play here or kids at play here or both. And if it's both, then you certainly don't want to be ringing a doorbell triggering the dogs, which will then trigger the kid or toddler or infant or whatever the case may be. You can really anger a customer doing this. So in fact, we get many orders in this specific market where they specifically ask us not to do this. So it says, please do not ring doorbell. Please drop on door. Please do not ring doorbell. Please do not knock. Please do not do any of these things. So we get a lot of instructions up here to not do this. And so I would say don't do it unless you're otherwise in the instructions, unless it's the reverse, or you're being instructed to ring the doorbell or knock on the door. We get a handful of these out here. But again, dogs and children are really the main reason why you don't want to do this. Because you don't want to upset anybody. You don't want to wake children up. You don't want to upset dogs, which will then wake the children up. So you don't want anything that's going to upset a customer in this regard or otherwise ruin or interrupt, well, not even ruin their day, but just be a big interruption towards their day. So now, could they reduce your tip for this? Well, they can try, but it's probably going to not be very favorable to your rating, more importantly. A customer can downrate you for something like this. And so I would just say, again, very simply, don't ring the doorbell, don't knock, unless you are otherwise instructed to do so. Specifically in the instructions to do it. We get a handful of those out here, but most of the time it's don't do this in the instructions, or we just don't have anything there, and I just don't do it. There's no reason to knock, there's no reason to ring a doorbell. The picture and the notification should be enough for them to know that the order is there. The app is very good in this regard. I've known this as a customer. I don't order as a customer anymore at all. But this is back from those days. We get as customers, we get pictures that the order has arrived. We get a picture of the order itself on the front door, which is why you take it to begin with, so the customer can see it. And so this should be good enough. And so just don't knock, don't ring the doorbell. Just don't do it unless they otherwise instruct you to do it. A lot of times my instructions will say, don't ring doorbell, don't knock on door. Sleeping children inside. Sometimes they'll even give you the reason. But just don't do it. For the love of God, please just don't do it. Anyhow, that's it for this. It's going to be basically what amounts to a short edition here on What If I Told You. But yes, what if I told you, do not ring the doorbell or knock on orders unless you're told specifically in the instructions to do so. That is it for now. I'll talk to you on the flip side here sometime this weekend or afterwards. But as I like to always say to everyone, peace out, homies.